I'm going to do this slightly differently, and I'm going to take a satirical view of the decarbonisation of transport, because I spend a lot of time working with local authorities tackling the myths. I was asked, that's what we were asked to do. Zero Carbon Futures is a not-for-profit small company wholly owned by Gates of College. Any profit I make goes for education. So it's a really good cause, and we are neutral, sort of. What I wanted to go through is the current situation in the UK. Right, all diesel and petrol engines have to be banned by 2030, 2040. So that's anything with a diesel or petrol engine. Well, not quite, because hybrids are okay. So that means actually they're okay for diesel, yes. And people say there's lots of new models now, there's lots of EVs coming, so we don't have a supply problem. Well, actually we have. And the vehicles that are around, there's not many, and they are very expensive, so we still got a supply problem. But we need to do something. So we have clean air zones. And have we got the vehicles to go in the clean air zones? No, we haven't. So we'll price them out, so that's the job done. So the short-term method of trying to solve the problem is to have clean air zones, but unfortunately we don't have enough vehicles to do it. You may hear that EVs are taking off, and you will hear big percentage figures of 300% take off of electric vehicles, etc., etc. The figures there are the reality of where we are for this year to date. And the reason I've done this is to show that each local authority this year will get a net increase of 17 vehicles. That's it. Okay? So this is where we are. Big plug-in hybrids are bombing, and BEV have gone up a little bit. So I divided by local authorities, and we got about 17 per local authority. This has helped me produce this formula, which I got here, which says what the manufacturers are saying minus what the manufacturers are actually doing, times by what the politicians are saying minus what they do, times what the press is saying, but that varies depending whether it's on a Tuesday or a Thursday, multiplied by physics and reality. I've now changed physics and reality to physics and reality squared, because you will hear things about 350 kilowatt chargers charging cars in 5 minutes. It's impossible. It doesn't happen, and it won't happen for a long time. So what we are seeing is a lot of confusion in these targets. Every city and every country so far has missed its targets for decarbonised vehicles by factors of 100. The biggest one was Ireland was going to have around 250,000 by 2020. They're now looking at 12,000. One of the things that you probably hear is that there isn't enough infrastructure. So, for example, we have this puzzle. Lack of EV sales, so we'll put more infrastructure in. Does this produce an increase in sales? No. Yet more infrastructure, which produces low utilisation, which means there isn't actually a business case for them. So we need more grants to put more infrastructure in. But it won't increase the sales in EVs because there is the supply constraint. You can't buy the things for love and money. There is 15 million vehicles made in Europe. 200,000 BEV is the capacity. That's all it is. So no matter how many charge points we put in, how much infrastructure we put in, how many grants we put in, we're not going to get an increase in EVs. So one of the things we did, and that was our latest project, was with TfL, and we've worked with other major authorities, including Yorkshire, is to actually go through what vehicles are you likely to get, what infrastructure have you got now, is anybody actually using it? Work out the timelines and produce an infrastructure plan based on logic and data. Because what we are doing now is we are listening to the hype in the press, and we are over-egging what we think is going to happen. We don't have an answer for HGVs. We don't have an answer for 3.5 tonners. We're totally confused on what we're doing with buses, and there's no cars. Anybody disagree? Right. And hydrogen is miles off. We might be looking at one as a tree. How's that?
Thanks, Colin.